When it comes to Selenium IDE, the purpose is to record actions we take on a website, then play back those actions from the website. In the past, Selenium IDE was only available as a Firefox extension, but now it's available as a Firefox extension and Chrome extension. Microsoft Edge will be available soon as an extension. There are plans for Selenium IDE to be available as an Electron app. The Electron app would allow us to use the debugging protocol and listen out for events from the browser. Some new features include the Backup Element Selectors, control flows, and the command line runner, also known as CLI runner. The Backup Element Selectors record more than one locator for each element. If we execute a test that does not locate an element, then this feature will fall back to a different locator until the element is found. For example, our test runs and it cannot locate an element using a linkText locator. The Backup Element Selectors will check to see what other locators were recorded for this element, then grab another locator such as ID, xpath, or cssSelectors. There are two types of control flows. We have conditional branching and looping. The conditional branching flow decides what happens next if a certain condition is satisfied or not satisfied. Loop control flows execute an instruction for a number of times. We see the commands for each flow are if, else if, else, and end for conditional branching, while looping has times, do, while, and forEach. The command line runner, also called Selenium side runner, allows us to run our tests on any browser: Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Safari. In this first sentence, it says in parallel and on a grid without needing to write any code. That's why we can imagine Selenium IDE as an on-ramp to the Selenium family, because little to no programming knowledge is required to start automating our test. By the way, the new name is called Selenium IDE TNG. TNG is an acronym for the next generation. So the complete name is Selenium IDE, the next generation. Do you see code export under introduction? Code export is not a new feature, but it's a good feature that pushes code to Selenium WebDriver in your chosen language and test framework. To export, all we do is right-click a test or suite, select export, then pick a supported language, test framework, and click the export button. Oh, I almost forgot. Selenium IDE has a way to create new commands as part of their plugin system. Those plugins can be delivered as an extension. A big shout out to Apple Tools, because they are the ones who revived Selenium IDE and has a plugin that makes it possible to perform codeless visual browsing, visual testing. We can also reuse a test case, implementing a run command. The run command executes a test from within another test. They also have another command called store, and store allows us to save a value that we can reuse later. Last but not least is continuous integration and debugging. Selenium Side Runner assists with integrating our code continuously into a shared repository. The debugging feature allows us to set breakpoints to pause our test at a certain point, play our test to a certain point, record our test from a certain point, and play our test from a certain point. Next, let's talk about the new features for Selenium Grid, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you for watching.
Books available in paperback, ebook, and PDF. All Part 1 ebooks and PDF documents are free. Programming books for UFT. Programming books for Java. Here's the Selenium automation book. And TestNG. Subscribe to get notification of future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.